Good morning, optimists. Today is Monday, September 11th, 2023. Um, Market is starting to turn around today. I've traded some stocks today, and the ES kind of popped up a little bit, came down a little bit, and is popping back up. I do not have access to Bookmap today, as they are currently updating it for the upcoming contract on the end of September. So I will not be trading with Bookmaps today. So hopefully I can just do it the old-fashioned way. So let's go ahead and dive on in. And you can see that we're getting some market turnaround here, running into a little bit of resistance right there, the 200 moving average. But we are above the volume weighted average price. And TTM's at 3.9. So we may get a little bit of consolidation here above the volume weighted average price and some pop-ups from there. So I'm going to look for hopefully a pullback to about 44.80 and then a bounce off that. I'm trading in my Elite Trader funding account, which I've kind of been treading water a little bit. I was up $100 first day I traded, then lost 600, then made 400 back. So right now, currently down about 120. Nothing major. So greetings, Kevin. Good to see you. And then we have a fresh Apex account that I've not traded yet. So it's our alarm to start the stream. Started a little early, but you know. Did get a nice little pop up there off 82. I'm a little hesitant because the 200 moving average is here, so we're a little ways away from that. But I don't think that we're gonna have a problem breaking this. The TTM is also a little extended, so I would like to actually see pullback and consolidation, but it just doesn't look like we're really gonna get that much. I'm gonna switch to a shorter term chart. Maybe it'll be a little bit easier to see. Unfortunately, I kind of missed this breakout. I was busy doing other stuff, but it was a nice breakout here on that cross. So maybe I'll be able to see a little bit of a pullback here in the TTM and take subsequent trade off that. I've not traded this Apex account yet. It's brand new. Currently, I've been focused on Elite. I do also just want to say that today is September 11th. So I would like to take just a moment out of our day to just remember those that I know it was 20 plus years ago, but just remember those people that lost their lives on today. Just sort of take a moment to remember them. I don't mean to bring the mood down, but I do also believe that it's important that we pay respects to people who lost their lives. So I just want to take a moment for that. So just, there we have it. If that was uncomfortable, I apologize, but I think it's like I said, I just think it's important to just honor and remember those people, and just those who have dealt with the hardship and everything else that came after. So much love and appreciation to all those people. So looking for a breakout. We're getting some nice bounces off the 9. Like I said, I was looking for a pullback, and this looks like this might be it. I'm looking for a pullback to around the VWAP, and I'm going to be a little cautious because the 200 moving average is there. That's a pretty large pullback, but I was looking for one to about 44.80, which is right around where we got. And you can see TTM still at 5.1. I'm going to look for entry here. Could I miss the entry I was going for?
Order filled.
All right, entered long at 81 and a quarter. I'm looking to get out at the 200. Could be a little bit. I think I might have chased this a little bit. I'm going to get out at 82 and a quarter. I'm going to check this on the 10-second chart. And jump back to Apex. So we're down at 44.80. Yeah, I actually think I'm going to cut this. I felt a little weird about it, and frankly, I just shouldn't have taken the trade. So I'll cut it right there.
Order
Loss at
filled.
375 on the very first trade of the day. 384 after contract fees. And frankly, I mean, if I really look at that, I mean, like I already said before I even took that trade, the TTM was extended and it was above the 200 moving average, and I was expecting a rejection. So that's 100% on me. I think I was just a little excited to get into a trade, frankly, because I've been kind of sitting here for a little while. We have 34 more days till our dry season starts. And it's been hard for me to work during the summer. I totally understand. I'm gonna try to trade on the. That's a little too bad that I took the trade. I mean, honestly, I coulda, woulda, shoulda, right? Should have gone for a short off that. I don't have bookmap, and I think I've become a little bit reliant on it. So today will be a good test to just see the strategy in action. This right here is the strat. That cross on 10-second. Totally my fault on that, man. I really should have gone short. Oh well. Good to see you, Tiny. Good to see you, Kevin. Tiny, I haven't seen you here in a couple of days. I know you've been busy, but it's great. I'm grateful to have you back. So I'll be looking for this spot right here to end up holding support, the 200 moving average. I'm not going to take a trade on it yet. I want to see like a 9, 12, 26 crossover here on the 10-second chart. What's the volume looking like today? It feels a little light, so I just want to kind of take a look at it. Yeah, it is a little light. Zoom out a little bit. We've got some big candles, but the majority of things are around like 2,500 to 3,000 is actually particularly light. I traded some oil on Friday with mixed results. Or was that Thursday? I don't remember. Thursday or Friday. I think it was Thursday because Friday just had all gains. Friday's numbers. Yeah, Friday was just 100% trade accuracy, so. ES is a little slow today. Kind of surprising. Anybody, well, I think on, let's see, ESZ. Is ESZ already moving? Does ESZ have more volume? It does. I'm gonna switch over to ESZ. ESZ has a little bit more volume today, so I think that'll be I think that's what we'll be focused on today. Yeah, for me, Kevin, what was difficult for me to work during the summer was we were like redoing everything in the house. We did the roof. Um, let's see, we put a new roof on the house, um, which was supposed to be like a week of work. Ended up being like 3 weeks for not just work, but like the whole like everything. Um, and then I completely redid my entire bedroom. Um, Trying to open up space and make things more systematic and more flowing. That way, I have more headspace available to me to be able to do to focus on trading better and less less stuff to think about. The more that I can automate and systemize things in my life, the easier life becomes. It becomes less stressful, but I can get more done at the same time. So that's what I really put a lot of my focus on through a lot of the summer. Hitting a downward cross here on this. Oh, I gotta make sure this changes. Let's see. Here we go. What's the next oil contract? Anybody know? Maybe I can just search CL or CLX. Is that one already trading? Yeah. Big drop down there in oil. Oil's not like fully moved over. ESZ though is getting quite a bit more volume than the ESU, so we'll stick with the ESZ. I'm on Apex at the moment. Let's look 4 or 5. Not a lot of action right now. Things are moving a little sideways at the moment. There's a nice little pop there from 45.25 up to 45.27. Enjoying the bid here. It's going for that entry off of 27. No fill at it. I'm gonna cut right there and then let's wait for another op.
Order filled.
In long at 28. I'm looking to get out at 29 and a quarter. That tapped our sell order but did not fill.
Order
There
filled.
we go. We got that. So made a little bit back on the Apex account. I'm gonna wait for a pullback now, and I'm gonna switch over to Elite Trader Funding. I might go for like 7 ticks. 2.17. I'm gonna try not to miss this move, but also I want to check it on the 1-minute chart. TTM's not loading it just yet. So I wanted to check this on the 1-minute chart because I wanted to see if we were running into the resistance at the 50 moving average for this exact reason, for that pullback right there. It looks to me like we're going to get a push to test VWAP, but the 200 moving average is still above VWAP. And so we're still sort of in this bearish mode. Even though the ES is up on the day, it's still sort of a little bearish with that 200 moving average up there. So this came up, tapped VWAP, and rejected up there at 29.50. But I think that we're going to get some more opportunity here in just a moment. So I'm going to jump back to the 10-second chart. So I want to see that crossover happen, which is beginning to happen right here, right now. We'll pull back. We're going to join the bid here off 28.25.
Order filled.
Enter long 28.25. I'm looking for an exit at 30. Kind of pushing down a little bit. I took the long off this crossover is the intention. I'm going to cut this quick. Yep, I'm out.
Order filled.
Loss of 241.74 on Elite side. So I'm down on both accounts today at the moment. I'm going to look for a red to yellow on Elite here. Looks like I cut it a little early. Ended up coming back almost to our buy order.
Order filled.
Entered long off 28. Going for another swing at this. Intended exit is 29.75. I need to see more divergence in this 5200 though. There's 29.25. Looking for 2 more ticks on this. There's a cyan and a crossover on the 912. I feel pretty confident about this move, but I'm also sketchy because of some of the other drops that have happened and the resistance here at 29.25. Might market out of this. I'm gonna look to take profit here
Order
at 29. There, I cut it. Down 108 on the day, but I did make about 150 back on that. I imagine that this is going to go up, but there's just a little too much resistance at 29. 29.25. So I was trying to be mindful of that. I'm gonna switch over to a 3 tick for Apex side at the moment, and try and get 2 trades to pull back to break even. Hitting 29.50 at the moment, so looks like our trade would have worked out. Could have pulled that 2 more ticks on that, but I'm still happy. Or actually, it'd been 3 more ticks, but I'm still happy with the move. Still got 4 ticks out of it. Pretty happy with that. I'm gonna check this on the 1 minute side. So we're on approach for a cyan switch on the 1 minute. We're running into resistance pretty much at VWAP, which is to be expected. This big drop right here is a little concerning because it likely means that we're going to come up and approach this this 200 moving average again. Just up there at 31. Where's my 5 tick? There we go. If we get a pullback to like 28, I'll definitely pick that up. Maybe 29, I think, would be a better entry point. I was distracted by an email. Chilling here at 29.50 off the view app, and I'm gonna check in on this 10-second chart. So I'll be looking for a bounce right there. Bounced off 28.50 nicely. Fresh cyan. I'll take an entry here at 29 if I can.
Order filled.
Entered long at 29, and I'm looking for a move up to 30.25, which would be a breakthrough VWAP. I'm taking this base off the cyan switch here and off the approaching 9/12/26 crossover. There's a little bit of a downtrend in the 10-second side, and so that hopefully won't cause too much headache on the Apex side, but yeah, okay, it looks good. Hit it 29.75 there. Resistance at 30. I'm looking for one more tick off this. You gotta be kidding me. Tap 30, but actually tapped our fill, or tapped our sell order at 30.25, but did not fill. I'll lower this trade for 3 ticks, just because that pulled back a lot more than I wanted it to. Wow. All right. I'm going to stick with 3 and 3 today. It looks like. I would like to go for more, but I can only push what the market is pushing. So
Order filled.
there's a 3 and 3. Count's still down 102. That's Apex side. I still feel pretty confident that this is on the up swing here. I'm gonna join the bid here on
Order filled.
So I was in at 29.50. I'm looking for an exit at 30.25 on elite side. It's tapping my sell, but not filling. Actually, that tapped 30.
Order filled.
There we go. Got that $100 on elite side. Still down 120 or sorry, 1272. So I'm down in both accounts, but not much. And had some reasonable success in terms of trading. Um, so still got what up, pawn? Still got a little bit of ways to go, but doing a good job, I think, of managing the risk today, as well as a good job of taking profits along the way. So ultimately, I'm still pretty happy about things. I managed to come back in that Apex account a little bit, and managed to come back in the elite side too. So pretty much at break even elite. There's that push. I was going for that full 7 ticks on this. It took profit early because of the pullback here. Just the price action's a little slow today. Like it's not weird price action, thankfully, but it's just a little slow. So we're above the 1 minute VWAP, below the 10-second VWAP. 10-second VWAP is pretty much right there at the 200 moving average. Right there at about 31 and a quarter. 200 moving average on the 1 minute is at 31.70, and we're getting another rejection off of that, which is like to be expected. It happened earlier, so it's sort of happening out like playing out the same way as earlier. So Apex side. So still down 1272 in elites, and down 102 in Apex. But ultimately, pretty decent trading. I just took that one loss on Apex that was kind of outsized. So one loss, 3 contracts, loss of 375 plus fees was 388. We took 2 trades for a profit of 300 gross on the Apex side. So 3 trades in total, and just sort of an outsized loss on this one. Big rejection off the Bollinger Band. They're at 31. Where have we pulled back to? 45.27. We did pull below the 50 moving average, which is not great. But you can see these rejections up here at the 200 are pretty strong. Like we had this one here. This was the one that I took on Apex side. Where did I take that trade? Where is that loss? It's gonna annoy me. Where is it? That's a win. That's a win. Where's the loss? Like it's totally missing. It was right here that I entered. Like right in this spot. That's so weird. It's just gone. Well, I swear there was a loss right here. I don't know what happened to it. Just vanished. But that's where the first L came in. Which happened to be the first future trade of the day. Nice pop there off of 45.26. Oh, I know where it's at. It's on the ESU, not the ESZ. And the ESU, by the way, is at a totally different price when I was on it earlier. Let's see. ESU is at 44.78, and the ESZ is at 45.28. They're $50 apart from each other at the moment. All right, potentially going to get another opportunity here. There's a nice short up off that crossover, that downward cross. Thinking false breakdown here before a rip to test 15.4 on the NQ. I'm actually also kind of thinking somewhat of the same on the ES side. On the ES side, I'm thinking that there's a trend reversal inbound sometime in the next hour, because I can see the convergence between the 50 and 200 beginning to happen. We've popped up several times above the VWAP and then rejected off the 200 moving average. And the ES is still bullish on the day somewhat in terms of strength. I personally believe that it's going to that we're going to get a nice crossover and a rip up for an uptrend for a lot of the day. Um, Stronger rejection though, so we'll see. Well, I haven't checked the NQ, but the ES is doing more or less the same thing. It's stair stepping up to the 200 moving average and then rejecting heavily off of that. The 200 moving average right now is a very strong rejection point on the ES side. On both the ESZ and ESU, both are heavily traded today. I wouldn't say heavily, but the volume is split between the two pretty equally. More volume on the ESZ, which is why I'm on the Z today. ESZ dropping quite a bit. I'm gonna jump onto the NQ for a moment. Y'all know I don't really trade the NQ. We'll check the NQZ just because the ESZ has more volume right now on the new contract. So the contract switch happens, by the way, on September 23rd. I was informed by Thinkorswim because Bookmap is not working today. Where's my, Tradeovate, man, like, I don't know if it's like a computer processing issue or something, like if I don't have enough CPU power or whatever the case is, but sometimes it just doesn't seem to load. But yeah, I was informed by Thinkorswim today that ES is switching over on the 23rd, but that because Bookmap is just not working today. There's a nice bounce right there on the NQ. That was a very nice move. NQ is moving quick. I used to love trading the NQ because of its volatility, but like at times it would become too volatile for me to like actively capture it. But this looks like a long to me on the NQ, but this 10-second downward or this 10-second cross here on the 5200 could cause a further drop than what happened up here. So I would be very weary of this downward cross. Ultimately, though, this does look like it's going to pop up, but that's just my thoughts. I'm going to switch back to the ESZ because this is kind of more where I feel at home. Would really appreciate my zoom button right about now. I'm not constantly have to resize charts. ESZ continuing to break down. 4520s. Let's jump back over to Apex on the 1 minute. So we're hitting that Bollinger Band down there, and this looks a little bit more bearish than the one earlier. Because the one earlier we came and we actually found some support off here off 45.25, and we've actually broken below that. But like more of an active break. Like here before we had like a couple tails below it, but nothing major. You can see the Bollinger Band has actually dropped and diverged some. I should take a class on Bollinger Bands. I think it'd be useful. Because I've kind of learned how to use them like off and on. I first used the Bollinger Bands, I think, in like 2017. when I was trading crypto a lot more frequently. 2013, I used to just buy crypto. I didn't actually like trade it. I just like buy it and sell it. Um, More or less buy low, sell high kind of mentality, but I was never like in the charts. Do, 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 do. So another stab at the NQ. How'd it go? Oh damn, that's awesome, dude. I love the way some of this art is. Pond, do you have an online store for you guys' art, like e-commerce? Got 4 points of the trailing stop. Hell yeah, 4 points, so $4. I forget what what the NQ pays. Some dope stuff from art therapy. Our resonance pawn here. Not yet, really. Let me know if you want any help with that, man. I spent a vast majority of the 2010s building e-commerce sites for a lot of companies. I wouldn't necessarily build it for you, but if you need any advice or anything like that, I'm more than happy to give it. And I can show you some easy ways to build it. Do, 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 do. We're still getting a lot of sell off here on the ES. I think at this point a red yellow move would look nice. But the divergence from the 5200 sort of makes me a little bit hesitant for longs for a little while. Red yellow move here would look solid though, because like that was a lot of volume on this last candle, but red to yellow move would look solid for a move back up towards the 50 moving average. Just got this ad chilling here. By the way, if you guys ever see ads pop up in my lower right corner, it's because I use Brave browser. I love Brave browser. One of the reasons why I have ads turned on, because I could literally just turn them off, but one of the reasons why I haven't turned on is because without necessarily collecting data from me, Brave will provide ads and whatnot. And if I have those set up, it actually pays me out in a cryptocurrency called BAT token, basic attention token. And then I usually make like $10 a month off of it or something. Sometimes it varies. Like I've made like $3-4 in a month, but I've also made like $10 in a month from it. Obviously, it depends on the price of the crypto, but I just sort of use it to buy Bitcoin with. So it's just like a really easy way to just dollar cost average a little bit of money on Bitcoin. And before you ask, they don't have an affiliate program or referral program. Apparently they did at one point in time, but not anymore. So you can just download it. I think it's at brave.com. If it's something you're into, and if not, just do whatever you want. But I like it personally because it uses way less resources on my computer than Google Chrome. It also collects significantly less data than Google Chrome does, and it's just a lot more secure and private. Plus, it pays me. There is another browser that I've also used in the past called Crypto Tab Browser, which is actually a dope browser too, because they actually pay you Bitcoin just for using it. They borrow a tiny little bit of your CPU processing power to mine Bitcoin, or rather, I should say, to hash some crypto in the background, and then it just pays you out in Bitcoin, which is actually also pretty dope in my opinion. Oops. Working on building inventory before pushing online. I That totally makes sense, man. Like I totally understand. I would say that Shopify is build a lot of times is one of the easier solutions. Um, and it is to a degree, especially nowadays, but there's a lot of limitations with it as well. If you have background in like it or some understanding of web design. I personally prefer WordPress and then anything that I can build on top of it, like WooCommerce or ECWID, or there's all these different options for e-commerce type stuff. But Shopify is a little more straightforward. But there's all these other dope ones that have come out on the marketplace too, like just Square in and of itself is also really good for ecom. Uh, One of the things I personally don't like about Shopify is that you can't use both a gift card and a coupon at the same time. Every single Shopify store I've ever been at, where I might have like accumulated like points or something like that I converted into a gift card, and then they have like a 20% off promo, like coupon code. I couldn't use my coupon code with my gift card, which always annoys the crap out of me because now I just end up having a gift card just waiting at this company to be used, um, and it can't take advantage of their sales either. So I'm just like, it's just sort of as a consumer, I don't really like using Shopify, and I tend to attempt to avoid it if I possibly can for those reasons, just because their checkout is always so finicky. Rug tuffing? I don't really know what that is. Does that mean you're gonna make rugs? It's dope that you guys are just like creators, just creating. I love that. I think that's super cool. Frankly, I would just love to have a lot more creators in the world. Um, because I think one of the things that's awesome about creators is that people who are creators not only are happier people, but they tend to bitch a lot less. Like, if I could just clarify that comment a little bit, the people I have met in my life that are creators are significantly less victim mentality people. Uh, and the people I've met who tend to not create a lot of times consider themselves a victim in one way or another. And that victimhood or that victim mentality keeps them from being stuck, like keeps them stuck for the rest of their life until they can finally let go of it. Victim mentality is like the number one signification of somebody. Like when I see them and I recognize that they play themselves as a victim, I'm like, man, this person's going to be stuck for a very long time until they can let go of this and let go of whatever anger or pain they're holding on to about what is making them feel like a victim. Funny enough, so I've visited some other places throughout America. Like I grew up in like poverty place, and then I also went and I visited impoverished places in America, and then I've also gone to some other countries that have, I would say, significantly less than Americans, and they're like the happiest people. And it's not that they're happy because they have less; it's because they appreciate what they do have a lot more. And I've seen that as a very consistent thing across the board. I love America a lot because I genuinely believe that we have one of the most compassionate countries in the world. If you happen to live here, I can't speak for other countries who might be influenced by our foreign policies or anything like that. I can't speak for them. I can only speak as an American living in America, and as one who has gained some perspective to a small degree by visiting other countries and visiting other parts of America that are a little bit more impoverished. I personally think that this country is awesome by how much we take care of our people here. I think that's actually really cool about this place. So I've also being married to an immigrant as well. Um, my wife, being from Vietnam, like she's like when she's gone back and visited Vietnam, she's like, oh my gosh, I love America. Like she's actually one of the reasons why I'm like, man, America is actually pretty freaking cool. It's just because like she understands like what the difference actually is. And she's like, I love America, like getting access to school, clean water, like all that type of stuff. Like this stuff's awesome. Like this is great here. um I didn't mean to like go off on that tangent, but it just, it's sort of where the conversation went for me, I guess. I'm checking in on oil. I traded some oil futures with mixed results on Friday, and you can see the price of oil has gone up pretty substantially since June, which I was making that call in June, by the way. You guys can go back and look at the stream. We made that call that by the end of the summer, oil would be up around 90. It's chilling around 87. So we made that call in June. Y'all can go back and check it out if you want. Kim likes burning things to relieve stress. Y'all gotta check out this piece here. This piece is dope. So, Pawn, is this your wife that created this? And this looks like some wood burning. This is dope, dude. Look at this piece. Let's get up close on this. Look at this. Look at the gradient on that. Like being able to pull that gradient out with wood burning. Is this wood burning? It looks like wood burning. She drew it, you burned it. Dude, look at the gradient though, man. Look at this. Sick. That's awesome, dude. We go over trading here. We go over art. There's art in the chart, so ooh, I like that. We're gonna stick with that. There's art in the chart. So I mean, everything is art. Like I personally believe that everything is art, from architecture to the charts themselves to math. I see art in just about everything. She did the wood burning. Oh, she drew it and burned it. My eyes inserted in the letter I there. Yeah, it's sick, man. On all fronts, the art is dope. Oil dropping down to 87. Hopefully, oil just like dumps down to like $20 a barrel. Okay, we're finally getting some support here on the ES. And you can see that little hammer candle. It'd be interesting to see another cyan switch and a run towards VWAP again. But I think that this 50 EMA here might suppress it a little bit. So if we do get a pop up there, I would be weary at this 50 EMA, so at 45.25. And the reason for that is because, number one, the 50 acts a lot of times it's pretty heavy resistance when it's this far away from the 200 moving average. And the other reason is because we got that Bollinger Band right up there, at the 50. But we did just get the EMA 35 crossing above the 26 SMA as well, which also is its own little predictor ahead of time of an upward momentum move. I should say an upward move, not necessarily an upward momentum. I'm going to jump over to Elite Trader Funding side and take a look at this 10-second chart, which actually has the 5,200 moving average crossover inbound on the 10-second chart. They're currently about $3 apart, $24.91 and $21.86. Let's pop this up here. Let's go $24.89 minus $21.92. So we're about $2.97 apart. And let's take a look at the next one. It's $24.86 minus $21.94. $2.92. So we had $2.97. So a 5-cent difference here. So if we extrapolate that out, we got 5 cents We need to hit $3 or so. We're doing 5 cents every 10 seconds, 30 cents a minute. 2.92 or divided by 30. So we might be looking at about 9 minutes for this breakout. Might be less. How you guys doing in the market today? I actually did not check the market calendar, the economic calendar today. Looks like we just have the Treasury auction, so that's not of real high importance. Let's see if we missed anything earlier today. We had consumer inflation expectations, which doesn't mean much. Yeah, so not a lot of upcoming reports today on 9/11, but so tomorrow we've got a few reports. Don't look like anything of super high importance. The 13th, though, we've got CPI data, core inflation. I don't remember if those are the same, but and then we've also got the 30-year rate. Yeah, so September 13th, Wednesday. Wednesday's going to be a volatile day. So we're going to want to be on our toes on Wednesday. If you look at Wednesday, we've got the 30-year mortgage. We've got all the mortgage applications, all the mortgage data. We've got the inflation data and CPI data coming out on Wednesday. We've got crude coming out on Wednesday. And then we've got so all the energy reports coming on Wednesday, and then we've got the 17-week and the 30-year bond, and we've got a monthly budget statement. So Wednesday looking to be a pretty volatile day. I think today and tomorrow might be relatively tame in terms of volatility. But Wednesday, I would be on my toes. I'll be very cautious. Look for perfect setups, and be ready to jump in quickly and jump out quickly. Starting to get this cyan switch here on this crossover. I'm currently on Apex side. Look for 3 and 4, and let's jump to Elite Trader Funding. I'm gonna also go for 4 ticks on this. So we're about $1.40 away, rejecting off of that 200 moving average there. So on Apex side, we just got that crossover on this doji on cyan here. I'm gonna wait for this 10-second crossover because that's really gonna give me the information for that move up on the 1 minute side. 3 and 4, 3 and 4. That's what I want to go for. Distance now is about $1.30. We could get a pop beforehand. I'm hoping that we don't. I'm hoping that we get a cross and pop instead of a pop and cross. Yeah, these are terms I just make up on the fly, but I like them. So what the hell? Looks like we might get a pop and cross. Join the bid here off 24. Enter long at 24.25 on Apex side. And at 24 on ETF side, I'm looking to get out at 25 on ETF and 25 and a quarter on Apex. And I wish I went for the entry at 24 on the Apex side, but it doesn't matter. There's the exit on Elite Trader Funding. I'm gonna drop this down for the 3 ticker because I didn't get that entry at 24. So I got out at 25. I'm up $1.50 on the Apex side. And I'm up $120 on Elite Trader Funding side. So I finally got my ETF account back into profit. Um, the trailing mac there's the rip. I guess I could have gone for a little bit more, but I'm still happy with what I got. That was a $150 trade on Elite side and a $112 trade on Apex side. So Apex is at a full. I have a full trailing max there, and ETF I have a $1,900 trailing max. ETF is finally back in profit. Um, after what Friday is the day I lost all the money. Lost all the money. Jeez, so this is so intense. Friday is the day that I lost on Elite Trader Funding side. Because I was up 100, then I lost 600, then I made 400, and now we've got it back into profit a little bit. This is why I was wanting the cross and pop and not the pop and cross. So pop and cross, we get the rip up beforehand, and before we get the move, the actual crossover. So with the crossover itself, the move's a little bit more reliable. Taking a look at the 1 minute side, you can see TTM's at 1.8. We have a 9 12 26 crossover here. It's below the 35 and the 50 though at the moment. And so honestly, we're going to really need to see the 9 and 12 get above the 50 EMA and the 35 get above the 50 as well to really get this move nicely up towards the VWAP. There's a green dot here on the TTM, which reminds me there's somebody I need to respond to in the comments of our TTM video. But I really want to make an updated TTM video because I've learned a lot since the time that I created that. Yeah. All right, so we're getting this crossover now on red TTM. So I don't want to take this move just yet. 24.75. This popped up to 26. I'm going to join the bid here. Try to enter at 25 and miss the entry. So I'm going to cut that. But we are getting that crossover now. Whoa. Fat rip. I'll put an entry here long at 26.50 on each of them. Put it at 26.50 because that's where the top of the Bollinger Band is right here. So I'm gonna try and get that entry at the top of the band. What a rip! I tried to get in there at that off that pop and it just didn't fill me and just ripped on past. That ripped all the way up to 28. Big volume on that too. 6,000 contracts. No pullback. Will we get a pullback here? I'm gonna cut this sitting trade here, and I'm gonna wait for something that looks a little bit more interpretable. What a fat rip! I really wanted to grab. Oh man, my charts weren't up. There's hardly any volume, it seems, this morning. Volume is all in the ESZ. So make sure it's on ESZ. But I guess if you're in TOS, then it's just ES. It doesn't really give you the option to choose the contract. I would really like to see a pullback to about 26. Oops. But it doesn't look like we're going to get one. That was the pullback there at 3 and 4. Or, sorry, 3 and 4. That's my contract size. What am I even talking about? That was the pullback there. I missed that. That's whack. 26.75. I was trying to get in at 26.50.
Order filled.
Went long at 27.75 on Apex side. And I'm going to look to get out at 28.75. So I'm looking for 4 ticks.
Order filled.
Long at 27.75 on ETF side. I'm looking to get out at 28.75. So this is an identical trade on each. Tap 28.50. Just want to see 28.75. Let's go. Tapping it.
Order filled.
There we go. They both filled at the same time. And that puts us up to 53.80 on Elite Trader funding side. And up 142.50 on Apex side. And big fat rip. Another 4 ticks. There was 8 ticks available in that. Off that move. We still got that 200 moving average up there. So we may expect yet another rip down off that 200 moving average. Will it happen again? I don't know. But from the range of the day, you can see big rip down here off the 200. Big rip down here off the 200. And still no crossover on that 5200. So not really the type of move that we would want to see without that cross. But I should say not really the type of move we can really rely on without that crossover. But definitely, man, it would have been really cool to have run this up. I was a bit miffed that I missed this thing. I tried to grab it, but I just missed it. And here's that sell-off again from that 200 moving average. It's been very consistent today on this rejection on the 200. And it's a rejection on 200, but it's also a rejection on VWAP. See here's it hit 200, rejected there, but it also rejected on VWAP. This one tapped almost the 200, rejected on VWAP. So it's been pretty consistent, good for both bulls and bears today. I kind of like that sometimes. Only though when we're getting enough range of motion. Like I don't like range trading within like a couple bucks, like $2-3. I'd rather range trade if it's like moving like $5-6 because there's enough range for both the bulls and the bears. Yeah, exactly. It's because there's like that contract overlap. So we have like the ESU and then we have the ESZ both overlapping in the month of September. So you got the ESZ that starts while the ESU is ending, and it gives people time to close out their contracts and switch them over to the ESZ, or sometimes they roll them over as well. So it is a little interesting like how that works, the whole thing. Futures contracts are really just futures. I just think are just awesome in general. I have heard many times if you want to manipulate a market, start a futures thing, and I think it's very true. But I think manipulated markets are not necessarily always a bad thing because there's always imbalance in manipulated markets. And if the markets were straight paid for with cash, there'd be a lot less volume, a lot less volatility. Not saying that leverage is manipulation, because it's not, but it contributes to manipulation in some capacities. So we got the 50 here at 25.50, and we got the 200 at 30.50. So about almost exactly $5 apart on the 1 minute divergence. It is a little slow today, but there's definitely ops. So I ain't mad about it. We have both accounts in the green. I think I have my up at 2,000. Yeah, so I got my trail max back at the top here. We took one loss today in Apex of 225, and we took 4 wins for a profit of 562, net difference at 258. I may potentially walk away on ETF just with the profits. I think 258 is pretty decent in a day, especially a day that's moving kind of slowly. Looks like there's going to be another pop here, potentially. There's a cyan switch, but it's with these red dots, so I don't really trust it that much. Sometimes I look for the green because they tend to be more solid. I couldn't necessarily explain the difference between the green and the red. I just know what I see in the patterns, and so I wish I could, and I think that I will eventually be able to explain in 5-year-old terms what these green and red dots actually mean. All I know is that the difference between them is when you get the green dot, you get the rips a lot more frequently. There's a lot more stability with it. It's not a guarantee though, like nothing. And it's not a guarantee that I rely on either. I don't use it necessarily as my trading strategy. It's more just a part, excuse me. It's more just a confirmation point for me. So I'm looking at about 9:30. I'm thinking for this full trend reversal. Might be less. This time we got 20 seconds left on this candle. We can kind of figure out where it would be if everything continues the way that it's going. We've got 30.41 minus 25, whatever that number is right here. 25.56. So 485 difference. And then we got a new candle just now. That's 30.37. And 25.54. So 483. So we're gaining 4 cents a minute. So 2 hours seems like too long for that. A 10:30 reversal, it could happen, but I'm thinking more of like a 9:30 reversal. 10:30 happens as a reversal point though. I've seen reversal points at 6:45, 7:30, 8:30. 9 and 9:30. 9 is not very common. And then 10:30, 11:30, and 12:30. Those are the most consistent times that I see the reversal points happen. Nice bounce off the 50 EMA. So this is actually pretty important. The fact that this pulled back to the 50 and bounced here. So this could solidify this upward movement a little bit more solid here. I'm gonna check in on oil. Oil's still dropping. Oil is very consistent though with the 10-second crossover, the 10-second 5200 cross. It's incredibly consistent. This crossover right here um, is incredibly consistent in terms of the upward direction with it. Same with the downward direction too. Like when you get the downward cross on it, like right here, it's incredibly consistent on a downward move. So I don't really think I'll be trading oil today. It's looking kind of short. So back to the ES. Ah, that did pop. I missed it because I was checking oil. So I popped pretty much right off the 50. So this is like an 8-tick move. We're still getting decline in the TTM right here on the 1-minute side. So that does bring a little bit of weariness, but not too much. I wish I was able to grab that though. Unfortunately, I checked oil at that moment. Be looking for a volume push here in the next like 10 minutes. Currently the time is 8:39, so maybe more like the next 5. Can you go away, please? Chart looks like a VWAP fade, but the numbers are bullish, which is kind of frustrating. I don't know that this is necessarily a VWAP fade. I think that this might be a VWAP pullback here. I'm not gonna disagree with you, just for the record, because I think there's validity to both sides of this. But what this looks like to me is that we pulled back and then we had this support line here on the 50 EMA. And what this looks like to me is that we're going to come up and test this 200 moving average again, likely reject again, and then have this crossover inbound that may actually end up pushing to the next the next phase. I'm checking up that VWAP fade thing that you dropped. Oh, I see. So you're looking for a short off VWAP? See what you're saying there. A lot of like this is just very slow movement, and you can see the movement has actually dropped below the average. The yellow line here is the volume average, and you can see we're starting to get like, this is the 1-minute side, starting to get like 700, 1,000 contracts. I think I should just walk away. The volume is just really low now. It does look like there's gonna be another pop here, but I don't know if I want to stick around and wait for it, because it's kind of a long time, and I think it's going to be a while. And you might be right about that VWAP fade. We are getting some pullback here. Getting the pullback to the 50 moving average. There's the drop. There you go. You're right on that VWAP fade. Look at that. We'll see if we end up holding that 50 moving average, but seeing red showing up on the TTM. Red on the TTM is, especially on the 1 minute side, is usually pretty indicative of some pretty heavy drops. Good call, Tiny. Pulled all the way back 25. So I'm expecting a volume push here in the next like couple of minutes, but this might already be it. Still, volume's still under the average volume. Average volume is only 1900, which is pretty low. But it does look like we're getting some pushback on, or some push up on the volume, not pushback, but push up. There's a downward cross on TTM. Downward. I think you might be right, Tiny. I think it's a VOF fade. As described by Tiny in the Discord group. You're going to want to join in the Discord group if you are not already in there, because we have dope traders like Tiny who are making awesome calls like this. I promise you'll learn a lot if you're inside that Discord community. Go down to the previous close. Set up an OCL. Yeah, I saw that OCL you had sitting there. Are you in the trade at the moment? Your 15 minutes making you nervous? Let's take a look at the 15. I think ultimately this is going to reverse and go to the upside, personally. But whether, like, when that happens, that's the real question. Let's take a look at the 15-minute charto. 15-minute has declining pressure on the TTM. Kind of looks almost like a head and shoulders. If we did pull, like, continue to drop on the 15-minute, I don't know, I'd be looking for like 45.20, which is actually at the bottom of that band. 45.21. Take a look at the 30-minute chart. This is kind of interesting. So we got all this pop up here. You can see the decline on the TTM on the 30-minute chart as well. But on the 30-minute chart, you can see the it's only about $2 away from a 30-minute crossover on the Golden Cross, the 50 and the 200 right here. So if this takes place, I think we can expect a pretty big move over the course of the day, if not into tomorrow. But tomorrow, well, Wednesday, we have that CPI data. Here you can see the last time that we got that 30-minute cross was right here. Right here at 44.70. And it ran all the way up where the cross ended at 45.60-ish, 45.65. So this took place from August 28th. Sorry. Yeah, August 28th, and ran all the way to September 4th. So this whole move here was a 30-minute cross. And if we take a look at the chart as it is now, so we got that downward cross and became bearish for a couple of days. But you can see on the 30-minute side that we're actually closing in on another crossover. So we may get some pretty bullish days here in the next, sometime this week. I suppose that's, I suppose Wednesday though could create, could ruin this situation. But as it is, it does look like we do have some bullish days inbound based off that 30-minute chart. 3-minute downward cross. And see, okay, so if I checked these charts in the 3-minute and such, I think I would have agreed with you, Tiny, on the VWAP fade. You're crushing it, though. Ain't no doubt about that. Let's see. Just checking up on, just like catching up on the comments. So I've learned a lot of stuff. You're in the trade. Good. Want it to go to the 200 moving average at 45.18. Make a break here. Previous close area. What's your entry? Your short entry. Good short, by the way. Getting a red to yellow on the TTM1. Yellow canceled. Oh no, your internet just went out? What's your do you know what's your entry point? Because from what I can tell, the short still looks good. But it's looking like it's starting to flatten here at around like the 45.23 zone. Like it looks like it's starting to find support. We're here at 850. So I'm gonna walk away with my profits today. Earned 253.80 in Elite Trader funding, which got the account back into green. So I was kind of treading water there last week a little bit, but we got the trailing max back to 2K. So trailing max is at full. And then Apex, this is our very first day of Apex, and we're up 142.50 in the account. Trail max is full at 2,500. So that's my day, and I think I'm gonna walk away with that and just start my day. So getting a that bounce off 23, like I mentioned. Did you happen to close out on your trade? I never got your entry. Oh, it's 45.26. That's a good entry with the risk at 30 and profit at 12, which is huge. But yeah, you got to try it. But hey, but if you take 23, then you're still getting 3 points. It's a really good trade. Rejected off the 50 moving average. So this might actually push down. With that moving average rejection on 50, that typically creates a more downward momentum situation. 45.12. Where's that at? Way down here. The low is 45.08. 45.12 is definitely a ambitious trade. I would definitely say that. And there is support showing up here around 23, but that rejection off the 50 EMA, as well as the 35 downward cross, makes it look like we may get some more downward momentum. But again, getting support there, so not sure where that'll end up. Ten seconds on that downward cross as well. Internet's back on. Good luck with the internet. I'm actually gonna go ahead and walk away. I'm happy with the profits today. 253 in ETF, 142 in Apex. Oh, huh. Both accounts in green. Um, I think it's green 134. Yeah, 134.64, say 134 and 142. So ultimately, walking away with about $276 in profit today. I know technically that ETF has more profit than that on the P&L, but the account is just above its 50K, which is the entry of the account. So I'm not gonna necessarily count it that way. I'm just gonna say that the account itself is back in profit. Also, I was noticing that on some of the economic reports, they were talking about deflation happening. That would actually be really good. Not necessarily for stocks per se, but for the American buying power, I think that'd be very useful. It would also help a lot of Americans be able to have their dollar go a little bit further. Um, we may get another crossover here. It's looking like 9 o'clock might get a push. Maybe I'll stick around for a couple more minutes and see if there's another op. There's a cyan switch there. I'm not going to take the entry though until I get the cross. We do have pretty solid yellows on the TTM1. Volume is low, and I think that's very much contributing to this small price movement. You can see even on a 1 minute candle, 947 contracts is very minimal. I'm gonna take a look at the ESU and just take a look at the volume. Volume's even less. Wow. Yo, that's weird to have that low of volume. We're getting the pop before the cross, so we're likely going to pull back. Five to nine. And we're up here at 45.25. Now we've had movement up to 30 several times today. VWAP's at 29.50 on the 10-second side and 28.50 on the 1 minute side. TTM's at negative 1.8 on yellow, running into resistance at the 50 moving average, and we've got the 200 moving average on the 1 minute side at 29.42. A difference of about $4.50. Now we were like 480 something earlier. Let's take a look at this. 29.42 minus 24.82. 460 now. So we have closed the gap by about 20 something cents over the last couple of minutes. So maybe that 2-hour trend reversal time that I set out was actually correct. That would have put it at 10:30 because I did that math at 8:30. So that's about 26 minutes ago. Another rejection off the 50 moving average. Yeah, no move there. And super low volume. Under 1,000 contracts. That's weird. Oil did get that breakout, the crossover that I was actually looking why this is the reason why I kept checking oil. But now it's running into resistance at the VWAP, and it has a downward cross on the 9/12/26. I only trade oil on the crossover right here because I've gotten really like kind of just messed up a lot of trades that way. Sometimes I'll trade oil, I guess, off the 9, but it's a little less common. Got a nice pop on oil off the EMA 35 from 87.44 up to 87.50. We're still running into resistance on that VWAP there at 87.52. I actually really want to set up a bot on oil. I've never done it. I've talked about it on this stream before. I've never done it. I did find a bot that works with Tradeovate, but I don't know if it works with evaluations because evaluations require API or usually bots require API connectivity, and you don't have that option available to you in evaluations. So oil got a nice bounce off the EMA 35 there. I don't even think I should look at oil just because I already missed that cross, the 5200, this one here, and that's what I'm looking for. Wonder if I can set up alerts in Tradeovate for that particular thing. Let's see if we have that option. We got advanced. If all, if any of conditions are met. If all, let's say symbol. Let's say oil. We could do settle. I don't know what that is. Offer price, open, high, low, change, last price. Simple. Yeah, I don't really see the option to set that up. There's a break above 87.50 and the VWAP. About a $1.12 difference on the 5200 on the 10-second side on the ES. And here's 9 o'clock. So I'll be looking for some volume to come in right now. It's a little push up. Push from 24 up to 25 and a quarter. So a little 5-tick bounce. TTM almost at cyan on the 1 minute side. I think it's looking pretty decent for a long here. Join the bid. Try and get it at 25 and a quarter.
Order filled.
In 3 contracts, 25 and a quarter. Looking for an exit at 26.50.
Order filled.
So I'm in a order on both Apex and ETF. I'm looking for an exit at 26.50 on ETF and 26 and a quarter on Apex. My entry is the same on both, so I'll just try and get out both at 26.50. Looking for that crossover. We're at 902. I'm a little early on the cross. Entrance at 25 and a quarter. There's It's 26. $26 and a quarter. Gonna drop the orders down to 26. Getting a little nervous in the trade. I think they'll pop.
Order filled.
All right. Made $112 on each of those, up 246 in and I was going for 5 ticks, by the way. So 2650 was the intended exit. You can see it tap 2650. It's kind of pulling back a little bit, but there's likely going to be a pop on here. So up 246 in Apex side and up 349.56 in ETF side. ETF up at 230.40 on the account. And very close to a crossover on the 10-second chart. We're here at 9:03, which is typically the time where I see that push happen, and I'm gonna walk away right there. This is more like this is very adequate. Up 350. This crossover is likely about to happen. That's very likely going to cause another rip up. There's a 9/12/26 crossover on a TTM move on the 1 minute side. But you can see it pulling back pretty heavily here. So this may not play. 2850 is where VWAP is, so that's what I'd be watching. There is that crossover, but I'm gonna walk. I'm happy with my profits on the day, so walking now. There's ETF is closed, and I'm gonna go ahead and shut down the stream. Oh, I'm sorry, I haven't been keeping an eye on the comments. Nope. Now the internet's back on. It didn't last long. Thanks for being here. You, the fam, and them. Stay optimistic, y'all. Much love and appreciation. I think I did a good job today in terms of risk management as well as patience. I waited for my setups today, and so I'm very grateful about that. So much love and appreciation, y'all. Thank you all for being here. Again, maybe say a quick prayer for the families of 9/11. I know it was like 20 years ago, but I'm sure that those families are still around. And so much love, y'all. Love and appreciate everybody. Good luck out there in the markets. Stay safe. Remember, Wednesday is likely to have a lot of volatility. So stack your profits between now and Wednesday, and keep an eye out on Wednesday for your actual setups. Try not to overtrade or be too to be too into it. Thank y'all. See y'all tomorrow. Peace.